Most people don't realize that Bryce Canyon is at the top elevation of the Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument, which begins at Bryce and steps downward in elevation to encompass Pink Cliffs, Gray Cliffs, Zion Canyon, White Cliffs, Vermillion Cliffs, Chocolate Cliffs, and terminates at its lowest elevation on the floor of the Grand Canyon. It also encompasses Kodachrome Basin State Park, Grosevnor Arch, Glen Canyon, Marble Canyon, Pipe Spring, Jacob Lake, The Wave, Kanab, part of the Colorado River, Navajo Mountain, Black Mesa, Kaibab Plateau, and the Painted Desert, among many other canyons and amazing land masses. The drive to Bryce was as spectacular as the park itself. Bryce Canyon National Park is known for crimson-colored hoodoos, which are spire-shaped rock formations. The park's main road leads past the expansive Bryce Amphitheater, a hoodoo-filled depression lying below the rim trail hiking path. The canyon is really a series of amphitheaters carved into the pink Claron limestone of the Paunsaugunt Plateau. It has overlooks at Sunrise Point, Sunset Point, Inspiration Point, and Bryce Point, and various other pull-offs and rim trails as you progress up the rim. Since the bottom of Bryce was some 800 feet below the rim, I opted not to trek down the equivalent 75 stories because what goes down must come back up. Many of the memorable landscapes in the North Grand Staircase-Escalante National Monument are reached by driving along Scenic Byway Route 12 and exiting onto one of the many paved or dirt roads to get to the many trailheads and canyons. Because of the variety of layers and elevations, the character of the canyons and trails were greatly varied and spectacular. Anasazi State Park Museum along Route 12 includes an actual ancient Pueblo archaeological site and a replica 900-year-old dwelling from the Fremont and Cayetna Anasazi people, along with artifact displays to learn about this sizable ancestral Puebloan community. We traveled down Hole-in-the-Rock Scenic Backway Road and explored the Devil's Garden to view the whimsical sandstone rock formations. Kodachrome Basin State Park was named in the 1940s by a National Geographic Society expedition in honor of the then revolutionary Kodak film that was celebrated for its color accuracy. The colorful rock basin is notable for a series of cylindrical chimneys called sandpipes. We opted to camp in Kodachrome Basin as we explored Bryce Canyon and Grand Staircase-Escalante, but it was equally as interesting to hike the box canyons and viewpoints of the Panorama Trail and the Angels Palace Trail within Kodachrome State Park. This turned out to be one of the nicest state parks we have ever stayed in. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe and hit that thumbs up like button. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next adventure.